everybody. I'm just gonna make my breakfast here, and I'll probably wait till more people join, but I know people watch the recordings too, so I'll tell you right off the bat what's going on. So I have been basically, I don't know if I would say talking, helping, what the word would be. I don't know, but I've been talking to a lot of people for a long time. I mean, when I say a long time, I've been doing this for quite a while. And there have been so many testimonials throughout many years. I mean, I remember them all. I remember a ton of them. I could start naming them off. Maybe I will today. I don't know. Maybe I'll name them. And maybe if you're one of those people who had that testimonial, reach out to me again, because back when I first, people would tell me, hey, heck, I remember one guy. You know what? I just remembered one. I should contact this guy. This is the guy who followed my my full protocol for cancer, actually, and his cancer just kind of magically went away. But that was a big one. That was a big one, and he really went all out. So I'm so glad I just remembered that. But the reason that I'm putting out this video is because I never interviewed any of these people. I used to just get the phone call. People would tell me how grateful they were and how happy they were, and that all their things went away. And throughout the years, I used to just tell the story. I used to just do a video and tell the story of what happened or the testimonial. But recently, I've been inspired, right? Because recently I interviewed, and you guys are going to see it. Though I did put one video out already, the one about the doctor and his testimonial with the diabetes and whatnot. But I recently did another one, and it's about to come up. It's going to be released real soon. So stay tuned. It's in my opinion, it's such a beautiful testimonial, though I've had, again, so many. But the reason that this one was beautiful was just because I'm going to share something with you guys, like a personal thing about me. I believe strongly, these are my own personal beliefs, okay? So whatever anybody wants to believe is all good, but these are my personal beliefs. I believe that there's one thing is feeding the body. So feeding the flesh, feeding the body, me personally, I know what my body likes, right? And clearly what makes my blood work look great and all this stuff. But how do you feed your soul? And I'll tell you right now, you don't feed your soul with food. I know they say soul food and all this stuff. And food can sometimes be emotional, and people definitely do emotional eating and all this type of stuff. But for me, to feed my soul is I love when people feel gratitude. I love when people feel happy. And that typically comes from doing something good to others. It really comes down to an ancient scriptural thing in many ancient scriptures, but Jesus really put it real simple, and I think he put it quite beautifully when he said, love one another is the most important thing. Love one another as I have loved you. And I think that when you give, so that's what I've done with my protocols. I found a way to help others, and by giving a part of myself and helping others, it feeds my soul. It makes you feel more whole inside. It makes you feel good inside in places that money could never buy. You can't buy that feeling. It's either real or it isn't. And I recently did a testimonial, and if they're watching, but you guys are going to see the video, because they had so much gratitude about, I got to not get too emotional here, about their lives being changed. We're talking about a person who was going to the doctor pretty much every week, and they were giving that poor woman many different medicines that were not helping. And by the way, the medicines they were giving her, they're not good for you. They're very, very nasty medicines. I know the medicines, they're not good. But it's all they had. They didn't know what else to do with this poor woman. And her husband, I'll tell you one thing, if you want to see the love of a husband, this guy loves his wife. And when he saw her suffering and looking for answers, willing to pay any price. I think they spend way too much on medical bills. I think it got them in trouble financially, sadly. And she wasn't getting better for I don't know how many years. I don't remember. It was going on for quite a while. And somehow, and they would say by the grace of God, because they said, and it's funny how many times this has happened, by the way. They said that they made a prayer, to God, and they were like, God, just please help us, bring something, like help us. And I guess the wife saw me on some show. Very quickly after that prayer, I think it was within, and I'm telling you, it's so weird. This has happened so many times, and I think it might have been within 24 hours to 48 hours of that prayer. And the wife approached the husband and told him, I saw this guy. I think maybe this could be something. And I didn't know until the interview. You guys, again, you'll see the interview, and it's one of my favorites. But I've had so many wonderful conversations. It's probably one of my favorites because everybody will be able to see what I do on the regular that is not on camera. And I'm trying to capture these on camera at this point, which is why I'm making this video. Anybody out there who I've worked with in the past, and there's been so many that, like I said, honestly, I'm really terrible. I have so many emails that I don't really keep track of them, and I've gone and deleted so many because my whole inbox was so full, and I probably should have never done that. So if you're watching this video and I've worked with you in the past and you shared your beautiful testimonial, reach out to me again if you want to share it with people, because the whole thing about what I'm trying to do with these interviews, by the way, the whole purpose behind it is I want people, I started realizing, and came from a lot of comments, and some of them not so positive, where people were commenting and saying negative things, or like, you have these stories, and it wasn't that many people. Most of the people were very kind, but some people questioned the validity of a lot of these testimonials that I've shared throughout the years. And so when I interview the people, it's just really nice too to sit down so that, again, other people can hear their story. I just think it'll be helpful. I think it'll be helpful for people to hear the stories, see the stories from real people. This is not like, I know other channels have done this. I hate to say this, but I do know this because when I've dug deep into health, guys, I found out the little shenanigans that go on in this world. And you'd be shocked that a lot of these testimonials you might see out there may not be real. And sometimes they do things like, and it's really sneaky. I mean, they'll take, well, I won't go into the details. All I'm going to say is that a lot of the testimonials out there are really not real. Everything I do on my channel is real. I don't even know how to. I don't even want to. I don't want to try to be, fake or hire somebody or anything weird. For me, it's very simple. If I help people, they get help, and that's the end of it. And I like when things are real. And I think you guys are going to feel that realness. By the way, I'm making some chia seeds here because I'm out. You guys probably need to see. I always show you how to make these. And so I just think it's a really, really wonderful potential opportunity, not just for people to share their stories, really, but for people to see that people can and do get better. People who run out of hope. And I just tell you, I love when people love, and I love when people are grateful. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions, in my opinion, in regards to happiness and joy and humility. And that couple, they touched my heart, and of course they would probably say the same, they're grateful. And I really appreciated that. And so, I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And, because Diego, which was a doctor that I interviewed, if you guys haven't seen that, you should watch it. Diego was different because Diego, he wasn't dying, right? He was just trying to improve his diabetes. And he knows, though, he understands, and this is a big deal, and he mentioned it on the podcast. He understands that if he doesn't control his blood sugar perfectly, it's either going to shorten his life, cause a complication, and it's very common for people with type 1 diabetes to have shortened life expectancies. And so he understood that, and he's been looking for an answer forever. He's been looking for one for a very long time in regards to finding better ways to control blood sugar. and keep it really perfectly stable. And that's why he was so grateful, because he told me, and I think he said it on the podcast too, how being able to, with my protocol and it being so perfect as far as the way it appears. Remember, I don't get medical advice. I don't make claims or whatever. But when he saw what it was doing, because he actually tested the way that it was affecting him, he's like, dude, I'm grateful to you, because this means that I probably will be able to live a longer life, or at least a healthier life. He knows the importance of regulating blood glucose. Now, that's for a diabetic. Now, for non-diabetics, I'm going to tell you right now, for non-diabetics, it's just as important to control your blood glucose for longevity, for health. And so if this protocol is doing that, or appears to be doing that, that's a powerful thing. Okay, I'm probably missing some of your guys' comments here. I'll read them in a second. You can go ahead and comment, it's all good. And this next story that will be released, I was debating actually whether to release it today, Friday, or debating on releasing it on Saturday, or potentially Sunday. And I was kind of leaning towards Sunday, but if anybody has any objection or even input, go ahead and comment right now, and I'll read in a little bit. But I think you guys I think you're going to love this one. I think you're going to like it. And it's real. We're talking about a person who was suffering a great deal that nobody could help. And those are the kind of stories that, these are the kind of people that, that fell on the ground. I don't like that. Just a little bit of a germaphobe. And it's not even about a germaphobe, right? It's just dirty. Got to get a new one. So I hope that, I want these stories to touch people's lives and to help people's lives. And if I can have a part in making somebody's life better, happier, guys, that's what feeds my soul. Love one another. That right there is something that is of big importance, because it now gives my life a certain level of meaning, right? Especially when I suffered so much myself and everything that I've gone through. My suffering, I believe, is what helped me find all this, by the way, to discover all this and figure it all out. And it showed me the corruption within the world. And it showed me, just like pharmaceuticals, right? If they're trying to hide cures or whatever, and this is going to be something that I think, again, to be shared with others and hopefully enriching their lives, which I think you'll see in that interview. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming out soon. And again, reach out to me if I've worked with you in the past, or even if I haven't worked with you, if you just saw my videos, because I had, shoot, that reminds me of somebody else. See, I'm starting to remember all the people now that I'm talking about it. There was this, gosh, you guys are going to have to reach out to me and remind me, because there's so many. Remember, I've been doing this for almost, gosh, I've been working with people for, I don't know, very long time. Many, 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 many years. There's so many people. And a lot of them kind of just disappeared. Like right now I'm actually thinking about, there was this one doctor, and I need to write all these down. I'm starting to remember them. I remember each story as I talk about it. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to write some of these down as I go, because otherwise I will forget all over again. And then I'll be like, do I have a piece of paper here? Oh no. Can you believe that? Actually, I do believe it. I need a piece of paper. Where can I find one? I apologize. I'm going to give this smoothie a pause for a second. Let's see here. There's got to be something that I can write down on. Wow. I can't believe I can't find one thing to write down. I must have like a note. You know what? I'm just going to use my computer. I almost started writing on a napkin. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take the notes on this computer I have here. So give me 1 second. Let's write some of these. I remember you, Bryce, if you're watching. I remember Bryce. He was the guy with a few medical stuff, including cancer. And then what was the other one? See, I'm already forgetting. Oh, the doctor who had all sorts of gut problems and reproductive problems. reproductive issues, and we definitely got her pregnant, and she's all good now. And she had a healthy baby, all that good stuff. Okay, who was the other one? Okay, well, I'll just leave it at that for right now. I'm sure they'll start coming back to me all over again. So let me read some of your comments here. Let's see here. Kristen Regan says, I'm over the moon with drinking and inhaling this hydrogen. Only have been this machine for 5 days, feeling blessed. Oh yeah, somebody who had a lot of chronic fatigue people. I've worked with a lot of people with chronic fatigue. If you were one of those people, email me, by the way. Okay. Karen Edwards says, you never about to hydrogen water helping kidney. Filtration. What is your opinion on that? That's right. I actually helped my brother. I could interview my brother. I'm just going to write that down right now. That's so silly. Kidney issues. Boy, they're all going to start coming back to me now that I'm talking about it. So as far as kidney stuff, it's kind of wacky because look, as you guys know, I don't make any medical claims. But my own brother had, he was having kidney failure. And you know what? That woman, I should interview her. Hold on, I'm remembering the one with heart disease. I did a story on her, but I never interviewed her. Old woman, I don't know, I'm not going to say the C word. The old woman, all of a sudden her heart issues. That was a big one because her cardiologist just couldn't believe it. He's like, you need surgery. And no surgery, and all her heart stuff went away. I did have an email from the doctor. I shared it, that one I shared on my channel too, but again, I didn't interview these people. I'm trying to interview these people so you guys can see it, the magic. But yeah, as far as kidneys are concerned, I mean, look, the medical field tells you that there's no fixing your kidneys, okay? That's what they tell you. And that's fine. Believe whatever you want to believe. All I can tell you is my brother was supposed to get on dialysis in he had like 3 to 4 weeks. He did not have much time. His kidneys were totally failing. Of course, his doctors told him, they just told him, you're done. Seriously, they didn't give him any hope. They said, look, you're done. Your kidneys are done. You're going to have to be on dialysis in about 3 to 4 weeks. And if you don't do that, you're going to die. Okay, you're done. We're done here. That's pretty much what they said. I remember when he called me because I was shocked. I had no idea that he was having those type of issues. I thought he was healthy, strong, and vibrant because that's what I was always told. And he was strong, and he was actually quite athletic back in the day, and blah blah blah. He was some champion of something. I think he was a wrestling champion or something. He was freaking strong. He was amazing, right? Yeah, he was amazing. I will say though, I don't think he knows how to take care of his body, right? And I guess that just shows in, what happened to his kidneys. Now, he called me, he goes, hey, do you think you can help with this? And to be straight up with you guys, I felt relatively confident. I feel super confident because nobody can fix kidney issues. So, I mean, how could you possibly expect that you magically will be able to help somebody? I always leave my room. I don't want to say I leave room for doubt, but I got to leave room and space to be realistic. I'm not a guy, if you want to know my personality, I'm not a guy who claims more that they can do than they can do. I do the opposite. I try to be cautious because I don't want to give people false hope, and I don't want to, I don't want to lie to people about stuff like this. It's just too important. And so I told him, I said, well, man, we can follow the protocol, but honestly, I hadn't worked with a lot of people with kidney failure. I worked with a lot of different people, but kidney failure, very, very few on that one. And then he did the full protocol. And I'm trying to remember how many months it took. If I remember correctly, I don't know, 4 to 6 months is usually what I see anyway when people do a really strict protocol. And his kidneys reversed. They started working way better. Huge improvement. I think he went, if I remember the numbers correctly, don't quote me on this, but he went from having like less than 5% kidney function, like it was really low, maybe 8%, whatever it was, he was just about to, he was either going to die unless he did dialysis or something. And so his kidneys were just not working right, but they were still alive. And then he did the protocol. And then when the last time they checked his kidneys, the last time I remember, because after that, you know, it happens very regularly, even with people that I know. Once people start getting better, you stop hearing about the problems. They just go back to their lives. And his kidneys came back to like 50% function in something like 4 months or something. I can't remember. And then they were like, oh, or maybe it was 50 something percent, whatever it was. It might have even been 60. Whatever it was, the doctors told him, oh my gosh, well, okay, your kidneys are functioning again. Like, oh, what a surprise. And so then he never had to get on dialysis. And so what's funny about his particular doctor is he had no interest. He didn't even ask him, what did you do? And it's funny about doctors. I've seen this a lot. They either show interest and like, hey, what did you do? I want to learn. And this is how the doctors contact me. In fact, I just had a doctor call me yesterday or email me, and I called him and he wants help. You know, he's a medical doctor and he can't solve his own issues, which is very common. A lot of people in the medical field are sick, by the way, and relying on pharmaceuticals, blah, blah, blah. And he might be a testimonial, but that's going to take a while because, again, it takes 4, 6, 8 months typically to really, really see the results of the protocol. You're not going to see huge changes in a couple days or even a week. Doesn't mean that it's not happening biologically, by the way. It just means that you're just not going to see them yet, because just like when you get sick, you don't get sick just magically one day. It's something that's happening to you biologically, little by little, and then all of a sudden you feel the symptoms. In fact, you know what I'm going to do today, guys? I might add a secret ingredient today. I don't know if I call it a secret ingredient, but it's a powerful one, and I think I'm going to do it. So let's do that today. And so yeah, so I want to start doing this, you know, honestly, because I also thought it'd be helpful. Maybe you should comment below and tell me if you find it helpful when you see other people sharing these stories instead of just me talking about these people that you never see, you know. It finally kind of hit me, and I was like, maybe people want to see these people, and so that's why I interview them, hearing it from other people. Hopefully will inspire people too. And I'm getting all the, like I told you guys before, all the science and all the blood work stuff, and so you can really see the changes. I mean, there have been already emails from doctors, like the one about the woman who, her heart conditions. I mean, she had like at least 3. And she's almost 100 years old. She's like 98. And straight up, the doctors, like, you know, you're going to die. We can't do surgery on you. You're too old. You won't survive the surgery. And, you know, just count your blessings every day. And all of a sudden, she follows the protocol and her heart conditions are gone. And then they're like, what? Like, what just happened here? And on top of it, it was funny. They were so shocked about having her take her off pharmaceuticals. She had been on certain pharmaceuticals for over 30 years. And then they were shocked. They were actually afraid. They were afraid of taking her off the pharmaceuticals. By the way, I don't know if you guys want to see what I'm putting in this stuff. Turmeric root, organic. Yeah, they were so afraid because they were like, we don't want to take her off the medicines and then something bad happened. I totally get it. Let me put some hydrogen water in this one. Let me get my towel. Okay, let me read some comments here before I just keep babbling and yabbling here. Oh, thanks for all the thumbs up. We got 13, but we have 22 people in here. We should have 22 thumbs up, guys. It's free. Okay. All right. Steve says, Steven, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Okay. Which video shows purchasing options for your recommended first step for traveling down this path to filter water? I need to start somewhere. Okay, so the first thing that I'll tell you is, let me move this. I mean, you can watch video. See here, I'll just tell you guys here. Look, you can watch video 388, and video 388 shows you how to clean your water. Now look, I'll tell you right now, guys. Is clean water going to solve your quote-unquote medical issues? In my opinion, no. Okay. The reason that I do clean water, the reason that it's so important to me, the reason that I became literally a water expert, I know every water filtration modality in existence. I know a lot about water, okay, including hydrogen. And just so you know, even the word hydrogen actually means that which becomes water. Okay. So here's the thing. And water is primarily made of hydrogen, really. So he asks the question, where do I start? The reason that you start with clean water is because now I'm wondering if I'm going to keep this video up or if I should delete this video. But okay, you guys, whoever's here gets to see it and gets to hear it. The thing about clean water is more of a preventative. It's not about something that's going to fix your problems. So what I mean by that, when you look at what's in your water, and you find pesticides, microplastics, forever chemicals like PFAS and stuff that we know, or at least appears, because I never make a claim here, that it might cause cancer, and the heavy metals, and anyway, the bacteria, the parasites. Just don't even get me started. I mean, the amount of things that are in our water, I mean, pages. I have lab reports, pages of stuff. Now, if you don't think that's affecting your health, then I don't want to say you're not very bright, but if you don't think it's affecting your health, you might want to think again, okay? Because to me, it's like painfully obvious. I'm surprised. You know how many people I've talked to who laugh at me and tell me that I'm so silly for wanting to clean my water to this level? I'm not kidding you. So many people. In fact, I just talked to, I'm not even going to say his name because I'm cautious about this one, because this person is highly, highly intelligent and also very, very respected in the medical field. He laughed at me. He's like, clean water? Like, that's your go-to? That's your secret? I'm like, yeah, but it's not just clean water, okay? Clean water is the foundation to my protocol, okay? Doesn't mean that that will fix the issues. It begins there. You know, my protocol is very multi-layered. I have to do it. There's multiple things that need to be changed and altered depending on the individual. So in that regard, I don't want to say it's complex, but I got to say, I almost feel, it makes me want to laugh because I don't even know how I know anymore. You know, I really don't. Sometimes I just don't know how I know some of the stuff I know, but you know, maybe that's the way it is for a lot of us. Okay, here's one of the secret ingredients. So this is natto. It's a fermented bean. It is quite possibly one of the healthiest foods in the world. Tons of scientific research behind this. And this is the one that all the craze is about the whole natto kinase, the enzyme. It's in this food naturally. And I prefer to get it from my food than from supplements. I started hearing some pretty bad things about the supplement. Might actually be, and I'm not making any claims, I just heard from, actually this person's a scientist, and it was interesting to hear her perspective on this. But she's saying, well, I shouldn't tell you what she says because then it's going to get my channel in trouble. Let's just say that she doesn't take it. She thinks it's quite not good. And then it comes with these things. And I throw this garbage away. This is like soy sauce and a little sugar in it and all sorts of different flavoring, and that goes right in the garbage. If you notice one thing about my protocol, a lot of the raw material, none of this processed, no. I want it the way nature intended it. Very simple, okay? And you're gonna notice that with everything that I'm putting in this thing. The greens, the blueberries, the pineapples, the turmeric, all this stuff. It's all just natural food. Now, how do we activate this? This stuff is so freaking good. The things that it does for the body, I don't even know if I should start telling you. I feel like I'm gonna bore you guys to death with this, but natto, this stuff has just about the same amount of protein as beef, but it's alive, and that is the difference. That's another part of my protocol, guys. Living things, live food, not dead food. Now, if you want to see it activated, this is based on the data from Japan. You start stirring it, this is what activates it. It starts getting the good bacteria in here to start breathing, oxygenating. You're going to see it start getting a little, quote unquote, slimier, and kind of like a fluff, like almost like you're whipping, like whipped cream or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is how you activate it. You have to stir it in order for it to work. And this is based on the Japanese research. They found that you have to stir it at least 100 times. I'm using a Japanese chopstick. Not that it matters, by the way. I was saying that because the other day somebody was like, stir your natto, and then I was like, all right, and then like, oh, make sure it's a Japanese chopstick. It doesn't have to be Japanese. Like, well, how about one of these Chinese chopsticks? And of course, yeah, some of them, I don't know if you guys ever heard the story about how it appeared that some of the chopsticks from China had been dipped in some type of nasty stuff, maybe even a chemical, something that was not good for Americans. Like I said, I'm not sure if the country of China is real fond of us or really wants the best for Americans. That's another reason there's a lot of things I don't buy from China. All right, so there we go. Let's put this in there. In fact, I just made this smoothie the other day for these guys I met, we were hanging out, and it was interesting because both of them, to me, they didn't really seem to be really into health, and they became interested after we talked a lot. I showed them some of the lab reports about the water, and they're both like, "Oh my God, I better get one of those carbon distillers." And from mypurewater.com, if you want the discount code, uprising144K. And if you want to support what I'm doing, because when I tell you I'm running on a shoestring budget, I am running on a shoestring budget. Right now, I just have an old iPhone just pointed at me and just a cheap little microphone. And that's it, guys. And there's nothing special going on as far as like editing and having a full team and all this stuff that everybody does. You know, because I guess it could get expensive, but yeah, for me, you know, the problem when things get expensive, then you have to find a way to pay for it. And then, you know, all the people maybe selling some pills or tablets or some new supplement or something. And as you know, with my protocol, it requires very few things. In fact, it requires virtually no supplements. So, you know, that's where all the money's made, by the way. That's what I learned when I was trying to get myself better. And you see all these shows and all these health gurus, supposedly, or even doctors, or what are those, the biohackers and all this stuff. And they're always trying to, you know, sell you something. They always tell you about a new supplement. And I began to realize, like, something's wrong here. And of course, once I got really in the know and I started connecting with different people, and people were trying to reach out to me, and then some people even wanted me to join their business ventures of creating supplements. And of course, once I saw what went on behind the scenes and everybody I've met, in my opinion, that whole world is highly corrupt too, just like the pharmaceutical world. Bunch of shenanigans. That's what I found too in the hydrogen world. It kind of made me very sad. I didn't realize, I was so foolish, I guess. We all think that there's people out there who are truly trying to help us, when you realize a lot of times maybe what they're selling is not so great. And so that's why I went on my mission to find the needle in the haystack, the stuff that actually is good. And obviously I found something like the Hydrofix, which was, to me, not just a game changer. It's one of the few things out there that I'm really like, obviously not only do I believe in it, I'm passionate about it, I'm grateful that it exists. Because even if you wanted a product, what if it doesn't exist? And yeah, so again, on my protocols, you don't need much. You do not need much, but you do need clean water. And the real magic, and if you guys want to know the real magic, and I should start reading your comments again. Clean water is a carrier for the magic. And what's the magic? Well, the gas. You know, hydrogen gas in a pure form that leaves no byproduct. Because when you produce it, I'm telling you right now, guys, there can be byproduct. And that's what you want to, just like water. Is there a difference how clean your water is? Yes, I can't emphasize that enough. Is it important how clean your hydrogen is? Yes. You know, so these things actually matter. And thanks for all the thumbs up. I think I got one extra one. That's all I got. I got one. All right, whoever that was, thank you. All right, next one. Let's see. Hopefully that answers your question, Steve. Steve again says, go back and watch this video to remember the names. Yeah, I thought about that. I'm just going to write it down, but thank you for that. Eva says, how soon do your protocols start working? And how can you tell it is working? Well, I thought I just answered that, but okay, let's touch on that a little bit. So first thing I noticed is, especially after a lot of the blood work and stuff lately that certain people have been testing, biologically, from day one of doing the protocol, they're starting to see changes. Day one. However, are you going to notice? No. I'll give you an example. Let's say you drink a clean water, right? A clean glass of hydrogen water. Are you going to all of a sudden feel all your arthritis go away or something? No. Is it doing something biologically? I've had people drink hydrogen and just be like, I don't feel nothing. I've seen that so many times. And that's why I always have to tell people, in fact, I'm not trying to bring this up again, but the testimonial video that's coming out any day, whether it's today, tomorrow, or Sunday, whatever, let me know what day you guys think would be a good day to release it. The husband who was wanting so much for his wife, I didn't know, because I remember when he called me and they were asking me for help. They emailed me and I called them. And I didn't even get a hint that he was, what's the word? not just doubtful, he was skeptical. And hey, I understand that because I'm very skeptical myself, and I'm tired of all these shenanigans out there, because when you need to heal, you need to heal. And you don't have time for chasing down different health gurus or different products. It just gets very frustrating, and you could spend a fortune and get nowhere. And I went through that. Hence the reason I literally started my channel, because I thought I'm going to find the answers and I'm going to share it with people so that they don't have to go through what I went through, right? So apparently he shared with me, I didn't know this originally because I didn't get the vibe from him at all, but he shared with me that he was actually skeptical. He goes, I was skeptical about this whole thing because his wife was really sick, and top hospitals, top doctors couldn't fix her. And so, yeah, you can understand how I've had doctors laugh at this before when when they see their patients get better. I still remember some of these stories. That's right. That's another one. I'm going to write this one down. I just remembered another person that had a good testimonial. And the doctors would kind of laugh about it. And then, of course, when they saw the results, let's see. Hold on. I'm writing down these people's names now, or what I remember of them. And so the doctors laugh, and then all of a sudden their patient comes back, months later, and all of a sudden everything's starting to work right again. And they're like, what'd you do? Like, some doctors actually ask. Some doctors just be like, oh, you're better. We're done here. But then there are doctors that say, what did you do? Like, how did you accomplish this? And that's when the doctors typically reach out to me, because the patient usually says, well, in this particular one that I remember right now, this woman told the doctor, I just, I followed this hydrogen man protocol. And they're like, who's the hydrogen man? What are you talking about? And then the doctor kept asking questions. She goes, well, there's this guy on YouTube. I think they call me a kid. I don't know. They always call me I don't know why they call me a kid. I'm be a grandpa, actually. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. So the doctor was like, there's no way that there is some kid on YouTube that can accomplish what I'm witnessing. He goes, you do realize this would be worthy of a Nobel Prize. And that was that. And, there's funny stories like that. They laugh about it until they see the power of it. I don't think people have enough faith or belief in what water can do. Water is, I'm telling you guys, water is straight up magical if you know what to do with it. Because everybody and their mother will tell you that they know the right answer. And by the way, they don't. I'm sorry to say, even experts, I'd like to drop this name. I really wish I could drop it, but I'm not going to be rude. Unless I delete the video, I'll tell you who it is. There's a guy who is supposedly one of the top water experts in the world. And boy, he has no idea what to do with water. And he claims he does, though. He says he knows what to do with water. He knows what the best hydrogen is, whatever. And he ended up in the hospital. He ended up quite sick, ended up having, probably shouldn't say what happened to him, but let's just say that if he had been doing things right, this would have never happened to him, in my personal opinion. But he did end up in the hospital. And I don't even know, he might have not survived. I don't know. I haven't followed up on that one. And it's because people believe in their methods. And it's like, for me, I'm like, that's fine. But I hate to say it, I know when somebody's wrong when it comes to such things. This is my true, maybe it's my calling, maybe it's my specialty, maybe, I don't know. But for me, I don't know why, it just feels so obvious. It feels so obvious. It feels so, dare I say, even potentially simple, but it's probably not that simple. It's just simple to me, but maybe not to everybody else. And yeah, you don't want to go down the wrong road with water or hydrogen. It's not something you want to do. I've seen some pretty terrible things with people doing those things the wrong way. That's why it bugs me when there's supposed experts out there and they're not, I don't know. Like I said, money gets in the way, guys. Money gets in the way, and it's quite sad, especially when people's lives and happiness is on the line. So that being said, I don't know if I answered the person's question, but let me read the next one. Okay. Oh, another thumbs up. Thank you. Somebody did it. Okay, let's see here. What's the next one? How soon? Oh, yeah. How soon? Like I said, usually 6 to 8 months is when I see the biggest magic. There's been a few that's taken longer, and there's been quite a few that took less. It all depends on the issues. Steve says, do you think you will find a better half. Have you had any inspiration in that area? God is good. I'm not sure I understand your question. Do you think you will find a better? Do I think I'll find a better half? Okay, I'll come back to that one because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Okay, Jovan says, I believe as patient that certain positive manipulations for each doctor specific really work as healing process itself. Okay, I have no idea what that means. So I'm going to keep moving on. Nicho says, nat to sauce and natto supplement equals natto. Good. Okay, not sure what that means either. Okay, Nancy, is it necessary to take antioxidants when drinking this water? No, I don't know. Is it taking antioxidants? Okay, what are you talking about? She says, if you do take antioxidants, I read a book written by a doctor that said it would negate the good that each provides. I'm not sure I'm totally clear on what you're saying, because what do you mean taking antioxidants? Are you talking about taking a pill? I have no idea what you're talking about, actually, a little bit. Is it necessary to take antioxidants when drinking the water? You do realize that hydrogen appears to function as an antioxidant, and it is not a normal one either. People don't even realize that antioxidants come in different sizes. So hydrogen is very unique, and antioxidants are not what you think either, by the way. I think they're highly misunderstood, and someday I'll have to really take a deep dive into that. Okay, Steve says, clean water, raw food, and connecting to source are all intuitive and connected. Partially true. You're definitely missing some things. And by the way, if you miss how to do the protocol correctly, in my opinion, it won't work nearly as good. I mean, you can do certain things, but you got to know how to do it right. And there's a rhythm to it too. There's this whole thing. I've literally, after working with the doctor and him testing stuff, we really perfected it. Hopefully it can get even better, but at this point it's kind of hard to imagine making it any better, to be honest. Okay, hi Greg. Have you ever worked with people who have COPD? Yes, I have had I've seen a lot of people's COPD disappear. Let's put it that way. Yes, I've worked with many people with COPD. Okay, Long Blondie says, I read the hidden messages in water you recommended a few months ago. I absolutely loved it. The pictures are like, wow. Yes, it's a very beautiful book, and that's just the tip of the iceberg about the magic of water. Mike says, hi, any thoughts on shilajit rock sap? Yes, I have a video of it. I've shown how to use it. See, the magic about something like shilajit that I don't think people understand, including the company itself that sells it, I don't think they get it. Just like there's a lot of, there's ways to use things. See, that's what I've done. I've gotten certain things and I've learned how to use them to make them work magically. In regards to the black shilajit, there is a way that I did the video. You use it with hydrogen in a certain way, and it makes it even way more powerful. That company, if they even knew, they're like, dare I say, I don't want to say they're missing the boat, but yeah, there's ways to use that product to make it even better than it just on its own. Now, let me show you another secret. So we just put the natto in there. And by the way, I got a story. If you guys want to hear it, I'll share it with you. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I'm seeing them. There's a secret that, let me see here. How was I going to share it? Oh, yeah. And I can prove it now, that these gases like hydrogen do affect the smoothie, by the way. So I finally got something that really, really proves it. And anybody can experience it for themselves. We can get into if you want. But here we go. Let's put some minerals in here. Now, these are minerals where they extracted almost all the salt out of them. I think there's a whole psyop thing about salt. People literally think that salt is good for you. It just makes me laugh because there's clear evidence that it hardens arteries, causes heart attacks, strokes. The Japanese have done extensive research on this because they have so much salt in their diet. What you want is not the salt. You want the minerals within the salt, okay, guys? And for everybody who's always saying silly things like, well, I hate to say silly, okay? People disagree sometimes. How about Himalayan pink salt, right? It's got minerals in it. Let me tell you something. Look at the ratio of minerals to salt, and you're going to realize there's a massive amount of salt and a very low amount of minerals. Do I use it? Yeah. Look, I'll put a little salt on my food, and I'll do some stuff like that, but I'm not going to go hog wild on salt and start drinking copious amounts of it or anything silly. In my opinion, that is not good for you. Not good for the kidneys, not good for in my opinion, it's just not, that's not how you get health. You don't get health by drinking copious amounts of salt water. Can you do it to clean out, some bugs in your system, or can you do it if your kidneys are real healthy and stuff like that? Yeah, there's certain protocols that you can do. In my opinion, is it the magic sauce that helps you with all these medical issues? No, not in my opinion. My opinion is the way that you're going to overcome a lot of issues is it's going to be a lifestyle. It's not going to be just, hey, I drink some salt water and everything's all good now. Or it's a lifestyle. It's not something you're going to do once or twice. It's the way you live. Stuff that goes in your body every single day. All right, so let me ask you now, do you think this will blend? You guys want to see this? Do you think this will blend, or do you think it's going to break my blender? Somebody was trying to shine light through it the other day, said, dude, you can't get no light through that thing. It's like it is just jam-packed. You're going to break your blender, dude. No way. Oh yeah, well, let's find out. Hence the reason there are certain blenders I recommend and certain ones I don't. I'm just trying to see if I can put any more water in there. All right, let's go. Let's get so like I said, when I say I want to keep things simple, I want to keep them simple. So as I said, I don't use supplements, and you might be like, well, what's this? Aren't these supplements? All this is pure minerals, by the way. They're like, this is boron. Now this is vitamin D3. This is the only thing. And it's in its ionic form, the best one with K2. It's important that it's ionic, otherwise it doesn't work as good. That's the only one, because you're not gonna get enough vitamin D from your food. And I try to get everything from my food and it just ain't gonna happen, sorry. I mean, you can disagree with me if you want, but that's my perspective. I just got to make sure it's all blended up. Sometimes I'll pour it and there's like a chunk, a big carrot chunk or something. And then I'll just chew on it like I'm eating a carrot. Okay, let's do this. There is a little secret. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll just show you this one that I do sometimes. And you guys can practice this one if you want. Here's one of my little hydrogen secrets. You pour a little bit of hydrogen water into the smoothie. And then you pour the smoothie and you can drink it. Or in this case, I'm actually going to store it. Let's go and pour this right into there. Cut it with clean hydrogen water, guys. I don't want to talk over this too much. Yeah, that's, the thing in the world is that there's so many people disagreeing with each other when it comes to health. And you know what? That's fine. It doesn't bother me. The problem is somebody's right and somebody's not right. And that has to be real frustrating, because then you don't know who to follow, and you're like, I'm going to follow this guy because he's a doctor. You find out he's like a chiropractor. And you know how many chiropractors I've met that don't, I'm not trying to offend chiropractors actually, because it's not like I don't like them. I've met so many unhealthy chiropractors, because they always tell me this often. They always say like, none of this matters. And I'm like, none of it matters? Nope, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is if you adjust the spine and you put the spine in a certain way, blah, 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 blah. And that's what controls everything, and everything will be fine. That's how you fix things. Only with the spine. I'm like, you must be out of your mind. Because I was like, what are you talking about? You're telling me clean water doesn't matter then? You're telling me that clean food doesn't matter? I mean, come on, give me a break. You must be smarter than that. I'm not kidding. I've had people tell me this. And, just the other day, I talked to a doctor. Same thing. Nah, this doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Do I feel like I'm like Twilight Zone or something? Like, I don't get it. They don't realize. I mean, I just had that one guy laugh at me about the clean water things, like clean water. But I think his mind is going to be changed soon, because he did see some lab work, which is the whole reason he was asking for my opinion, because the lab work looked incredible. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to pour mine now too. Let's see where we're at here. Who's next? Nancy says, is it necessary to take, oh no, we already went through that, Nancy, didn't we? Yeah, some doctor wrote a book. Yeah, well, you can follow his path if you like. Okay, next, Steve says, clean water. Oh, no, we already went through that. Oh yeah, COPD, I read the hidden message. Oh yeah, okay, Mike, any thoughts on, oh yeah, I gave my thoughts on chili. Okay, Nicho says, thoughts on sprints and also calisthenics for posture and muscle. Muscle is important for glucose, right? Yes, absolutely agree. Jovan Johnsik, whoa, you just sent me something. Well, that's very kind. It looks like a pair working out. That's hilarious. Keep it up. Well, thank you. That's extremely kind. It says, let's celebrate their first super on live stream. Wow. Okay. Well, very kind of you. Thank you. So let's go with Nicho's question. Thoughts on sprints. Look, do I think exercise is good? Absolutely. Do I think a lot of people don't know how to exercise? Absolutely. There's a lot of people out there who are trainers. One thing that you guys probably didn't know about me is that back in the day, okay, to answer a very simple question, do I know about training? Yes, I know a lot about it. I know a lot about how to do the minimum to get the maximum results. I know how to do things properly so that you won't get hurt in the long term. That's the biggest problem. Like, do you guys remember, what was the name of that silly thing? There was something and it was so crazy. Everybody was like going crazy over it. It was called like, it was some new new exercise routine. There's always some new thing, right? It's always some new thing. And it was like P90X or something like that, where people, and I saw what they were doing and I thought to myself, that's not good. Like, it's good as far as like, yeah, you're active, you're moving, you're gonna get yourself in good shape, all that stuff. But it wasn't good, in my opinion, because I'm like, people are gonna get injured. Like, that's gonna happen. Like, you need to be real young to do those things. And if you start doing those things too much, you're gonna hurt yourself. And lo and behold, I knew a lot of people got hurt from it. So I knew the moment I saw it, just like these health things that these people are trying to push. I pretty much know the moment I see them. I'm like, no. And people always ask me about, oh, this new product or this new supplement. I'm like, usually I'm not a fan. And people want me to say yes for some reason. They want like, yeah, you found something so great. It's like, but why if I already found something that requires virtually no supplements, why do I need to start doing more, right? If it's working already, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, as I say, right? Okay, I put the vitamin D in with the food. You're gonna see a theme here with my protocols. Everything from your food. See, this smoothie is not just a smoothie, guys. You could say that. You could say, it's just a smoothie, right? This ain't no ordinary smoothie. This ain't your grandpa's smoothie. All right. Let's go ahead and go with hemp hearts next. Why? Should I explain why again? I feel like I've done it so many times. But okay, can we even get a shot of this? See if I can get the money shot here with the hemp hearts. And why hemp hearts? One of the best, most well-rounded proteins there is. Perfect balance of most of omegas 3s and 6s. Yes, it's got a ton of protein too. Look at all the nutrients, guys. It's just redonkulous. I mean, it is one of the best, powerful superfoods. And with the amount of protein in this thing, I remember the doctor, people always ask me, are you getting enough protein? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Plenty. But people always give me a hard time about that for some reason. It's funny how hard of a time they'll give me, but all you gotta do is say, hey, does it work or does it not work? Like, that's all there is to it. That's how easy it is for me. Okay, I'm gonna drink this sucker and I'll answer a few more questions and then I'll let you guys go. Now I'm gonna show you another secret of mine. For those who stuck around, because maybe I will delete this video. Let's show you my next. And for my next secret, no, for my next trick, excuse me, 1 second here. But yeah, so a lot of people are going to watch this video later. I guess I'm going to have to leave it up for a little bit. Again, if you or somebody who's worked with me, or even if you just had, if you're following some of the stuff that I follow here on my channel and you're getting some amazing results, testimonials, reach out to me, email me at uprising144k@gmail.com. And maybe we can do a podcast and we can share with people what's been happening with you. But I've got some more recent emails again, but the problem is, I can help those people, but the problem is going to be, it's going to take a while. That's kind of the issue, right? It takes months. So I'm asking for people who have worked with me in the past. And of course, anybody who wants to, I decided to take the apron off today. Yeah, anybody who, well, if you want a console, that's the only problem. I have to take so much time to do those, and it's so time consuming. And these days, I'm just trying to do so much, and it's a problem. You get busy. Okay. And the thing about me is I want to live my life a certain way, so I don't want to be super busy. I like to be, at peace, and I think that's also important for health, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's read whatever your last stuff is. Jovan Jazsik Lumen says, keep it stable. What's that? The camera? Okay, let's just try my breakfast. Came out good today. Oh my goodness. I can't believe there's not doing this. That's what I just made a smoothie for these guys the other day, and they were watching me make it, and they're like, dude, that ain't gonna taste good. They were like, that's not gonna be good. And then I said, well, do you want to try some of this? They're like, sure. They tried it, and they were like, this is good. Can I have more? And I was like, all right. Tastes really good. Tell you what, pineapple makes it work. Oranges does not. I don't know what it is. Oranges ruins the flavor. Lemons ruin flavor. I've tried all sorts of things in this smoothie. Okay, Peter says, when speaking about health, I was taught to understate and substantiate, like what you try to do. Yeah, I'm not, the thing is, I'm not trying to sell anybody on anything. I'm not trying to sell you guys. I'm telling you what worked for me, what I've actually seen other people, it also worked. I've seen it work for other people. Hence the reason I'm trying to do these interviews. I just noticed nobody said anything about, I asked about when you guys think I should release this next podcast I did, this next testimonial. I can either release it today, tomorrow, or Sunday. I thought maybe the algorithm would be best for Sunday, but I don't know. Today's came out so good. Yeah, those guys had tried natto, and they said they didn't like it. And they tried my smoothie, and they're like, I can't even taste it. And that's the point, right? For people who want to get natto in them, but can't, figure out how to get it in there without, disliking it. Now, I can eat natto. I like natto, but it's nice having the smoothie. Okay. Remember my list. I'm making my list here of different people. There was somebody recently. You know what? That's right. This woman just contacted me really recently. You guys want to hear one weird thing about my protocols? It causes people to lose weight. I think it might be the best weight loss thing ever. Better than Ozempic, in my opinion. Okay, my opinion. I make no claims here. Let's see. Woman she lost like, how much did she lose? It was crazy. She just texted me the other day because she's somebody who we had a consult. She lost something like 17 or 18 pounds in like 8 or 9 days. And I've seen this. I've noticed that my protocol gets people's metabolism. In fact, did any of you watch the interview I did with Dr. Diego, the podcast? Same thing. He wasn't overweight, and he goes, dude, I just got leaner. He was like, it was kind of cool. He didn't expect to get any leaner. Eva says Sunday. Okay. Sunday. That's kind of what I was leaning towards. That's what I was kind of leaning towards. But, okay, maybe I'll do Sunday. Well, I guess that should be it, guys. I can let you go unless you guys have any last questions. Hopefully I answered them to your satisfaction, to your liking. And You know my email if somebody really, you know, well, again, whether somebody already followed a lot of the protocol and got results and wants to share them with everyone so they know, again, what works, what doesn't work. Do you remember that one? There was one that it wasn't a podcast though. It was a lady I used to see once in a while. She was in a wheelchair. She like lost a bunch of weight. They took her off a lot of pharmaceuticals. They had to lower a lot of her pharmaceuticals. Dolores, I don't know if you guys ever saw those. I've been so busy. I haven't even been, I haven't gone to that park where I see her once in a while. Okay. Well, let's see. Any last questions? I'll let you go. We do have 19 thumbs up but 25 people in the room. I don't know. Somebody push one more thumbs up. That way it'll be 20. Nice round number. It's free. Okay. Eva says, how many years did it take you to heal with your protocol? Oof, that was tough because for me, I was doing a lot of trial and error, and that was very frustrating, right? Because like with hydrogen machines, I mean, I have a silly Kangen machine sitting in a box in the garage. That was useless. It was worse than useless, actually. That was totally wrong type of hydrogen. I did try hydrogen tablets. That was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Probably should have never done that. I tried hydrogen bottles are useless. I tried some equipment, as you guys probably saw in my old videos, which was back in the day one of the better pieces of equipment, but that's because hydrogen hadn't really taken off, and really, you know, there's just, and even to this day, there's really not a lot of good equipment out there. But after, how long did it really take? Once I really started figuring out how to do it right or wrong, I think, how long did it take? If I did it right, 6 to 8 months. I remember my heart condition. That was the big one. In fact, I didn't think that my protocols would make my heart condition go away. I'm telling you right now, I did not. I mean, think about that. I thought there's no fixing your heart. You got to go to the doctor. You need to get surgery. Just like that woman who's almost 100 years old. Oh, yay, we got 21 thumbs up. But yeah, it was probably around 6 or 8 months. It was a really good number. But it took so long. It took years to figure it out. I had tried so many diets. You know, I tried those like carnivore diets and keto diets and nothing but raw food diets, and so much garbage. Every trend, you know, and it was just frustrating. Like I said, I began to realize that nobody really knows what they're talking about. I have talked to so many naturopaths, health gurus, doctors, chiropractors, whatever, people on YouTube that are telling you how to be healthy, and their methods are not, in my opinion, correct. They really don't know what they're talking about, but boy, they're so confident in the way they talk and that they know for sure that this is the right way, only to find out later that, you know, yeah, they're not doing so good. In fact, I don't want to use this guy as an example because I don't want to, it's going to sound like I'm bashing this guy, but there's multiple people out there who sadly have had certain issues from following their own protocols. Okay. Carol, hi Carol. Orton says, hi Greg. You may have answered this before, but when you inhale, do you have to have the pitcher filled up to the top line? I know you can start inhaling as soon as you turn it on. All right, so hopefully everybody can hear the answer, so that way hopefully it does answer the questions, because some people have asked this. The simple answer is yes. You have to have the pitcher. In fact, look, I could show you my little setup right now, because I feel like I got a little setup going on here. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Okay, check this out. Notice something. The one that I'm inhaling from, the water is at the top with no hydrogen keeper. This is the hydrogen keeper. You take it out when you inhale, fill the water to the top, and you put this different top on. For water, you put the hydrogen keeper in, and you have the different top. Okay? Inhale, you can inhale right away. Water, you have to run it for 30 minutes to saturate 1.5 liters. But remember, every half liter will be saturated in 10 minutes. Okay? So hopefully that finally answers everybody's question. Not that anybody's going to watch this video, because it'll probably end up getting deleted. I'll probably delete it in about a day or two. All right, Delilah. I mean, Carol. I just had this song in my head. Hey there, Delilah, don't you know that you are silly? Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to get copyrighted. Hey, you're singing that song, man. You got to pay for that. Okay, who's next? Christine Reagan. Any relation to Ronald Reagan? Says, any day you feel to release it is a perfect day. Well, I always feel like releasing stuff right away. But, you know, if I don't space it out or whatever, like sometimes I would just make a few videos and I just release them all. It never went well. People always, it's like they want to be spoon fed rather than just put it all there. Nietzsche's going to get me in trouble. Greg loves baiting the flagging system. I don't try to. Carol says, thank you. I'm saving up for the second machine. Yeah, I know. The new one's, I mean, I just bought it too, and I really like the new one a lot. You know what really convinced me, you guys, for those of you who watch the channel, oh, we got 24 thumbs up. For people who watch the channel, it was the most recent lab tests that were being done on trying multiple different types of protocols, because I was like kind of trying to fine tune it and perfect it. And when we saw the power of the inhalation from the Hydrofix specifically, impressive. This is when we're starting to realize, and this is all going to come out in the future, using other hydrogen machines like the Chinese ones and stuff, even machines that claim that they make higher amounts of hydrogen. Let me know if you want me to make this video. I've been wanting to make this video forever, but I didn't know if anybody would really be that interested. How higher levels of hydrogen from machines could potentially be bad for you and not actually good for you. Everybody thinks more is better, but that may not be the case. And I could explain it all. I mean, I can tell you right now too, or I can make a whole video about it. I kind of debated on doing that. Because nobody in the hydrogen world seems to have a clue. I mean, the Japanese clearly do, but they're way ahead of us. They're way ahead of us on this whole hydrogen thing. And the interview was fabulous. Oh, which one, Christine? Kristen Reagan said the interview was fabulous. Oh, wait a second. Here, hold on. Yeah, second machine's a good idea. That's why I got one. And then Kimberly says, what about needing to gain weight? Oh, gaining weight is not hard either. But what you want to do, okay, look, this is something I've learned. I'm just gonna tell you guys now. There's some interesting things that I learned about doing my protocol. When I was creating it, I was never creating it because I thought it would make, okay, let me see how to word this. I wasn't creating it because I thought, oh, it's going to help you lose weight, or it's going to help you gain weight, or it's going to help you, I don't know, let me think here. What's another good example? Oh, it's going to clear up your skin, or it's going to, you know, like I wasn't creating it thinking, you know, your nails are going to get stronger. Like my protocol was never intended for that. I was just trying to find a way to give the body what it needs with the hopes that it would repair. That was just kind of the gist of it. What shocked me, and I mean shocked me, is when I started seeing certain medical issues disappear. Skin clearing up. My skin cleared up. I had acne for so long. I couldn't, when it started clearing up, I was like, what? It's like a miracle. Oh my God. I was so happy. I still remember. So happy when my acne started going away. One thing I noticed about weight, when you do the right things for your body will naturally go to a certain weight. It's not about trying to gain it or lose it, because clearly you can gain weight by probably eating nothing but donuts, you know. I focus on trying to overcome nutritional deficiencies, mineral deficiencies, even, I'm not going to tell the details, but I was trying to give the body everything that it really wanted, because I think my personal opinion is that the average human body is not getting what it wants. I mean, people are not consuming enough of anything, whether they're chronically dehydrated, whether they're chronically deficient. I mean, their bodies are not optimal, you know. And so I don't know if that really answered your question. Let's see. Let's go back for a second. Oh yeah, gaining weight. So yeah, if you do the right things, your body will do what it needs to do, in my opinion. There's a few things that I could modify in a protocol to help with weight gain, though, depending on your health. Because there's certain things you do want to do and certain things you don't want to do, depending on whether kidney issues or liver issues, or I don't want to overcomplicate it, but I would do certain changes though. You can always email me too if you want to talk in more detail. Kristen says the interview was fabulous. So Kristen, let me know which interview. Which interview are you talking about? I guess I'm assuming the one with Dr. Okay, Nicho says, Greg, if I shoot you an email, could you give me a sneak peek on the new protocol findings? You guys are already trying to get ahead of the game. I would love to implement them ASAP. Or maybe share here and then delete it. LOL. There you go. The new protocols. Nicho, email me and include your phone number, and I will give you a call. Either that, because here's the problem. Okay, I don't know how much to tell you guys. It appears that the protocol is, and again, it's not so simple as telling everybody to do the same thing. I have to learn about people's lives and the rhythm of their life. You might have one guy waking up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning because he's a truck driver. Then I talk to somebody else who wakes up at 8 or 9 in the morning because they have some different job. People who work from home, people who don't. I have to modify everything for their life for them to be able to be successful at being able to figure this out. Because when people try to do it themselves, I've learned very quickly, they tend to screw it up. Okay. I see this all the time. People constantly screw up my protocol or a protocol that they're trying to create for themselves. I remember I talked to one guy. This was funny. This wasn't that long ago. This was a few months back. And he had reached out to me and he said, I have the perfect health regimen. I have the perfect health protocols, but I'm really sick. I just can't get better. Can you please talk to me? I want to do a consult. And I was like, okay, I get on the phone with this guy. And he's telling me how amazing his health protocols are. And he's just sick and he doesn't understand why. And I said, okay, let's go through it. How do you start your day? Well, I start my day like this, and I do, I take these supplements, and then I eat nothing but this, nothing but, what was he eating? I think he was eating nothing but eggs and bacon for breakfast. I can't remember. All I remember is that by the time he told me his whole protocol and day and what he's doing, I was like, man, I hate to say it, but I think you're doing everything wrong. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, this is not a healthy regimen. No wonder you're sick. Like, this is not what I would do. It's like nothing what I would do. And I wasn't trying to like put him down. It's just that everybody has their ideas of what healthy is. I know people personally, literally people that I know, friends, family, different people, and they tell me straight to my face, like, I follow a healthy lifestyle. I'm healthy, and I see how they live. They're not healthy, not at all. They think they are. You must be out of your mind, right? Like I saw. I don't know if you guys know what movie that's from. It makes me laugh. It was not that you guys care, but it was on that what is that Tom Cruise movie? I think it's Mission Impossible, and he like jumps out of a helicopter into like freezing water, and he's like stranded in the middle of the ocean, and the people in the helicopter thought he was crazy for jumping out, but they were running out of fuel, so they took off, and all of a sudden a submarine. Oh no, actually there was all these divers and whatever, and they took him into a submarine, and he's like freezing and shivering, and the captain of the ship comes in and he goes, who was it? Oh, Tom Cruise said, you must be Captain Ahab or whatever. I don't know what he told him, Captain whatever. And the captain's like, and you must be out of your mind. And I just thought it was so funny. So that's why I'm just being silly. Okay. Just shared a whole ridiculous story with you guys. Okay. So let's see here. Carol says, Greg, are you using your new machine for breathing only or the new machine for drinking only? Okay, Carol. Now see, there's a good question. Good questions are the best ones. Okay, so I bought a new machine not that many months ago because I knew about the new technology, and it's impressive. And when I say it's impressive, there is no hydrogen machine out there, in my opinion, that even comes close. That's the weird thing about this whole world of hydrogen. Like the hydrophysics is so amazing, and then they made it better. And so I was like, and I didn't buy one right away because I still have my machines and they're great. There's nothing wrong with them. But then I finally was like, I need to get that new machine. I think I was talking to, there's people at the company that use the hydrogen too, and they're like, this new one's special. And I just knew it was. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy one. So I bought one. It's in my bedroom, and I use it in my morning routines and all that stuff with the hydrogen water. I was inhaling from the old machine. That's what I was doing, right? And the old machine's starting to get worn out. It's like one of the very first ones I ever got, and I have run the utter. It's like if it was a car, it's probably got like 800,000 miles on, almost a million, right? And I was inhaling from that one, and I was just kind of thinking, oh, okay, it's good enough. I knew that the hydrogen levels were probably lower by now, and it's old, and I'm still using it, right? And then the lab reports. So when I started seeing, there's actually some doctors involved, and even some scientists. And when we started seeing what my routines and different protocols and different things were doing, we definitely noticed a difference with the new Hydrofix. And the differences on the inhalation from the new Hydrofix were quite impressive. In fact, they were so impressive, I literally was like, I gotta go get one of these new ones. I'm inhaling from one of the old ones. It's fine. It's the numbers that convinced me. And I think I bought a machine within 3 to 4 days. I'm like, I need to do this. This is stupid. When I say I need to do it, this is why, guys. Your life, you're only gonna live so many years. For me, the important thing for me is one, try to live right. Be kind, love one another, respect yourself and others, the whole bit. So if life is so short, why am I going to wait? Why am I going to wait before I start getting clean water? Why am I going to wait to get hydrogen? I want to be the best I can be while I'm alive. And every day that I'm living my life is getting shorter every single day. Every day. So I didn't hesitate. I'm like, you know what? I knew it was a little spendy, and I was like, but you know what? It's my life, And so I really, after seeing all the stuff that it was doing, I did not want to miss out on those great benefits. So I bought the new one, and that's what I'm inhaling from. I'm inhaling from the new one, and I'm making the water from the new one. I just have this other one here as backup in the kitchen. Like I did the water for the smoothie and everything. That's the old machine, and it's fine. Is it as good as the new one? No. Is it good? Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, the old machine is still better than just about anything there is out there. That's how good it is. It's just that they made what's good even better, and I was extremely impressed. And when I say extremely impressed, I wasn't the only one. We were all in awe over the new Hydrofix and what it appears to be doing to the human body. Unbelievable. I still, one of these days, guys, you know who I want to interview? What am I thinking? But I can't interview this guy. He only speaks Japanese. No wonder I haven't interviewed him. I could request someone from Japan, but they're all, it's going to speak Japanese and won't be helpful to you guys. It's best that you just hear people who have gone through it and whatnot. But okay, I'm going to go soon. Let's see, last questions. Any questions you have, you better ask them now. I'm going to get going. Let's see here. So Carol, I hope that answers your question. Nicho says, yeah, I need to make a voice for Nicho Libre, because Nicho Libre is like Nacho Libre is funny. It's like Lucha Libre. It's like it's a pro wrestling Mexican thing in Mexico. They love pro wrestling in Mexico, by the way. They put on these masks. And I'm not into wrestling at all, but so Nicho Libre says, yeah, can definitely relate, Greg. Actually, I don't think you talk like that, Nicho. I talked to you before. You talk like a regular white boy, really. Okay, let's see here. Greg, he says, I initially started cleaning my liver due to wanting better hair. I don't know if that's going to give you better hair, but okay. Health is definitely tied to our concept of beauty, and hopefully vanity can lead to better choices. Yeah. Okay, Kristen Reagan. Oh yeah, I still asked you, Kristen, any relation to Ronald Reagan? Probably not, but okay. Kristen says, with the surgeon who has diabetes. Oh, that interview. Yes. Well, okay. I'm gonna just be real honest with you guys, because let's see here. Oh yes, I gotta go soon. Okay. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the surgeon with diabetes. What was I about? I was about to say something embarrassing. What was I about to say? I mean, maybe it's better that I don't say it. Sometimes I say too much, right? So maybe I shouldn't say anything. I remember what I was going to say. All right. So I'm going to just, remember, I'll probably delete this video anyway. And there's like nobody in here. There's like 22 people in here. When I did that interview, I actually really appreciate your words, to be quite honest, Kristen, because I went and watched, obviously, the interview that I did, and I felt embarrassed. I felt like I didn't do the best job. And sometimes looking on the outside, looking in, it helps you. Kind of like people play basketball. You go and watch tape. You watch how the basketball game is played, and it can help you learn about how to play better. And I watched myself interview this, and I was like, I thought I did terrible. I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. And I'm going to have to learn from it, right? If you guys have ever watched the very first video I've ever done, I didn't feel like that was very good either. And you'll see the big differences as the years go by. You got to get used to talking on camera a little bit, even though I don't know if I'll ever really get used to it. But yeah, but thank you for saying that, Kristen. I really hope, if anything, it's the stories that are really going to bring about but the interviewer should be better, and I should be better. Okay, I'm going to grab more smoothie here. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to keep you guys part of the whole thing here. Okay. Now this is another thing that I can do. I can actually rinse this pitcher out with the hydrogen water. Let's see here. See how there's always a residue? Or another thing you can do, I need to get a better angle on this camera because you guys can't see what I'm doing here. Now, I'm going to tell you something about me, on a personal level. People don't have to do what I do or whatever, but I'll tell you what I personally do. I do not like to be wasteful. I feel like when I'm not wasteful, it shows respect to the farmer who grew this amazing organic food, to the earth that gave it to us. It's called being, grateful, having gratitude. So I don't like to waste any of this. I've seen people waste this, and they just throw out the rest of this, and there's like all this residue of wonderful stuff from the food. And so I don't like to waste any of it. So I do my best to try to just, I don't go crazy or anything, but I just, just try to get a little bit off of there, and I'm going to rinse this off. And I just think gratitude and respect is a big thing. I'll tell you, the Japanese definitely know about not wasting. That's one thing. See, there's just things about the Japanese that I really love. And it has nothing to do with, it's not even about being biased. Like, oh, you just like them because they're Japanese. No. If any other culture did it too, I think that's a beautiful thing. Or even in just an individual. You don't have to be Japanese to do some of this stuff. But I just noticed that the Japanese are, man, they're a different breed, guys. they're a different breed. All of them, maybe not, but as a society as a whole. So I like to scrape off every bit I can. I also believe that the human body, no matter what you guys believe, this is my own personal belief. I'll respect whatever you guys want to believe. It's all good. But to me, the human body is, well, I think it's sacred, to be quite honest. In the ancient scriptures, even places like the Bible say that the body is the temple of God. I believe that. I believe that God lives within us. And because of that, if you disrespect yourself, you disrespect God. If you respect yourself, you respect God. If you respect others, you're also respecting God, because he lives within them too. He lives within us. And I think that that's why when Jesus was asked, and this is controversial, but whatever, I'll just tell you guys my personal opinions, but when Jesus was asked, hey, what's the most important of all your teachings? If you could just put it in a nutshell or in a little, like one sentence, Jesus does not say, the most important thing in my teachings is that you go to church and give 10%. He did not say that. He also did not say, the most important thing is, and this is kind of wild, it's kind of controversial again, but he didn't say, the most important thing is that you accept me as your Lord and Savior, because otherwise you're going to hell. He never said that either, right? And if anybody knows what he said, love one another as I have loved you. Kind of that simple, isn't it, sometimes? And I think it's not just to love one another, but also to love yourself. Respect yourself, because remember, God gave you this body. And I think that to respect the body and respect the temple is to respect God. And you're going to end up happier, because if you respect the body, you're going to have better health. You're going to be happier, right? At least you'd hope. Who knows? Maybe not. I mean, some people are born with, certain genetic conditions, and I hate to say it, there's no fixing some. There are issues out there that there's no fixing. I'm sure you guys know that. And you know what? As much as this smoothie made it up to here, I want more. I need more. Do I need it? Yeah, I want it. I want it. Oh, you know what? You guys want to? I never buy this stuff. I just bought something new the other day because it was on sale. It was so expensive, and I just never buy it. And have you guys ever seen this? Look, see, it was on crazy sale. Unsweetened, so I like stuff without sugar. Organic, unsweetened vanilla bean yogurt made from cashews and coconut. Honestly, and of course, dairy free. These are normally kind of spendy. Believe it or not, I'm always, I have to be a little frugal with my budget. I'm going to actually put a little in there. I know that sounds, they're like, what are you doing? I should have put it in the smoothie. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting product I bought the other day. I like a lot of stuff that's fermented and, alive, as I call it. This is my favorite jar. You guys notice anything about this? Oh, 27 thumbs up. Woohoo. Thanks, guys. All right, this is going to be my final breakfast smoothie. And then this is going to go in the fridge. And I usually drink about 2 cups or about one of those jars of smoothie in the morning. And these guys, it's funny. I was putting the smoothie in a bowl and I was using a spoon and I mixed that yogurt with it. And when I eat it that way, I don't know why. I cannot tell you why, because I really don't know why. I just couldn't eat or drink the same amount somehow. I don't know why. It felt like it was more food. And I just couldn't, I don't know what it was. I just couldn't have more. And I know that I should have more. So somehow when I drink it, I can consume more. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, back to my original. I don't know if I want to call it a secret, but parts of my protocol. Inhale the hydrogen while I'm having my breakfast smoothie. Okay, here we go. Okay, last questions, and then, like I said, I'm going to let you go here. I'm actually just going to drink this, and then I'll say goodbye. Taste the yogurt in there. Hey, and can anybody guess how the Japanese say yogurt? How do you say yogurt in Japanese? I want to hear people's comments. Don't Google it. Don't cheat. You gotta try to guess. How do Japanese say yogurt? Sometimes the Japanese are so funny. I love the Japanese. But I love I spent a lot of time in Mexico, and I love Mexican people too. And to be honest, I love all people if people are good, and you can have good laughs with all sorts of people. But it's funny to see how different countries or races are different. Like Mexican people have there's a lot of joy. The Japanese they're very different than Mexico. Mexico, man, they're so different than Japanese. And I always find that interesting, all these different cultures and different people. Okay, let me see if I can answer some of your other questions. So thank you, Kristen Reagan. Yeah, I'm glad that you liked that interview with the surgeon. I was, like I said, I felt like I didn't do as good of a job as I would like, but I'll try to do better. Okay. Carol says, so is this the 2026 model? Yes. One really great thing about the company, about the Holy Hydrogen website, they only carry the best, which whatever the newest best is, that's all they carry. They never, and if you notice, a lot of these companies, people don't realize they could sell 20 different hydrogen products or 10 different products or 50 different products. They're so committed to just doing the best, and they only have that one product. My understanding is that they could carry, if anything ever good comes out, they will always carry it too. And I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. If you want to know whether you got the newest one, it's the machine that's full gray. All great. Okay. Carol says, I save my extra smoothie too, but I put mine in the freezer. Yeah, the only reason I don't do that is because they'll get hard. And I don't know, maybe that works. For me, I usually end up consuming those smoothies by the end of the day, so I leave them in the fridge. But if freezers work for you, freezers work for you. Okay, guys, 27 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Any last questions before I let you go? Mm. The yogurt tastes very coconutty, and you can taste that little cashew in there. It's good. It's a good alternative, to normal dairy yogurt. Sometimes I stay away from dairy. I'll have it every once in a while. I love Greek yogurt, but I haven't had it forever. But to me, that tastes like dessert. Let's see, Mike, what did he say? Mike Elthamistic. Michael. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael the Mystic. I just screwed that one up, huh? Ice cube mold for extra smoothie. Ice cube mold for extra smoothie. I'm not sure I understand the question. All I can say is I'm not a fan of ice cubes. They're dirty. Part of my protocol is everything you want it clean. In fact, the Japanese are big on that too. They're very big on cleanliness, and they have the longest life expectancy of any industrialized nation in the world. That must say something. Some guy the other day was trying to tell me, this is how people think. It made me laugh. He's like, you know why Japanese live so long? It's like, why? Because they eat purple potatoes. I'm like, well, you clearly don't know anything about Japan. I'm not saying purple potatoes aren't good for you, and they are good for you, but that's not why they live so long. If you've ever seen the way that they live, it's just like my protocol. It doesn't just happen just because you drink clean water. There's things that work synergistically together to create the whole picture. Just like your house. Your house is not great just because, I don't know, they use those windows or whatever. I don't know. It's a sum of the parts. A lot like a car too. A car is not just awesome tires. It's not just an awesome engine. It's not just amazing oil. It's all these pieces, much like the human body. The human body is all these pieces together. And yeah. You guys, I don't know. I probably shouldn't ask you because I'm going to go soon. Well, it looks like everybody's gone. There's only 19 people left, so I'm going to say goodbye. I don't think you guys have any more questions, and I'm going to finish this smoothie. And out of all, actually, wait, there was one person here. Where were you? Let's see if they're even in the room anymore. They're probably not even here. Oh, maybe you are. Chris and Reagan, you said I'm over the moon with drinking and inhaling the hydrogen. That's right. Well, Kristen, you can email me, and if you want to be possibly on the Hydrogen Man podcast and talk about it. But usually, I like people who had obviously certain issues. They got results. That reminds me, I got one. What am I thinking? God, I tell you, there's so many people who have had their issues go away forever. I know who I want to interview. So there was a girl, guys. I'll tell you the story because I literally, girl who basically got much better. She had a stroke. Oh, and that one woman, oh, yeah, that's right. The other woman, there's a woman that I helped who had traumatic brain injury. That was really bad too. This particular girl, now I'm really going to want to interview her, and I don't know how to get a hold of her. And she's probably not even watching my channel. This girl had a stroke, and I know they're not watching my channel probably because they heard about me, not because they watch me on YouTube. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. This particular girl was quite young. She's in her 20s. She had a stroke, and guys, let's see if I can get through this one without crying. I can do it without crying. I just have to sometimes I get emotional because I think about other people and what they're going through, and then all of a sudden it's like that's when I get emotional. If I look from the outside in like some doctor who's like, yeah, we had a patient that had a stroke, and but I think about people's lives. In this particular case, this girl had a stroke. She's in her 20s, and it ruined her life. She literally was drooling. I don't know if she could barely talk, but I know she couldn't dress herself. I know that she couldn't take care of herself. It was a total mess. It was a nightmare. Her mother found out about me because there's this health clinic or center that's using, they used to use a different hydrogen machine. I don't know if I should say which one because I'm not trying to bash anybody, but they were using a specific hydrogen machine. It was a Chinese one. And they found me and they reached out to me, the guy who runs the clinic. That guy. Yes, I do have that guy's number. There we go. I'm going to be able to find this girl, guys. I'm going to find this girl. Guy runs clinic. Yes. Hey, this is great. See, this is great that I'm talking to you guys. You guys are watching it live. You're watching it happen right now. Connecting the dots. Anyway, so this guy reaches out to me and he's like, hey, I'm using hydrogen in my clinic and I'm not seeing anything. Like, where's the magic? I don't see anything amazing happening. Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing the wrong protocol? All this stuff. And so he reaches out to me and asks me all those questions. So I get on the phone with him, and now I'm so excited that I think I know how to get a hold of him. And I said, well, what kind of equipment are you using? And he tells me, and I said, well, that's why. And he's like, what are you talking about? All the hydrogen machines, they're all pretty much the same, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, they're not. I said, I told him how special the Hydrofix was, blah, blah, blah. And I could tell he was skeptical. He's like, are you kidding me? Now I need to go buy a different hydrogen machine for my clinic? And I said, I'm not telling you that you have to. I said, you do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you, if you decide to get something like the Hydrofix and you want to talk about like the best way to implement potentially for your patients at your clinic, you can call me. It's up to you. And so finally he's like, you know what? Okay, I'll get one. So you got one for the clinic, right? Start using it with patients. And I remember when he got back to me, it was months later, and he's like, crazy. He goes, total game changer. All of a sudden, the magic is happening. He's like, what in the world is going on here? He even did, it was funny because the other hydrogen machine was claiming to be making these super high levels, but the people were getting the results. Then he started doing these little tests in his clinic. He would give people different hydrogen machines to inhale from, like the old ones that he had, and then the Hydrofix, but he wouldn't tell them anything. He just said, just tell me which one you feel better when you use it, just curious. And he'd make the water and the whole bit. And he said that everyone, I was surprised. I thought, I don't know how you'd know. You sit down, you inhale, you don't know which machine's doing what. He said everybody liked the Hydrofix more. Don't know why. He said just everybody did. But he's the guy who told this mother who had the daughter, and I'm smiling because I'm like, I think I know how to get a hold of him. I need to interview them. I should interview him too, because that's right. I should interview him too, because he's got all these testimonials in his clinic, and he sent me pictures. So that girl, the mother, he told them about me. They got the right type of hydrogen, did the right protocol, the whole bit. And when no doctor could fix this girl for almost 2 years, and I'm not going to get emotional, but the mother wrote me a beautiful email, guys. And I believe I shared it with you on one of my videos. But the part that I just remember the most, that hit me the hardest, was when she said, you gave me my daughter back. I do get emotional because she's like, you know why I get emotional, guys, is because I also know what it's like to lose your life from being sick. And it sucks. And when she said, you gave me my daughter back, yeah, that's, if you can connect with that and understand what that would mean to a mother who has a 20-something-year-old daughter who all of a sudden can't dress herself and she's drooling all over herself, guys, just try to imagine that. And the fact that she got her life back because she thinks it's because of me. I am thankful for the guy who created this machine. This machine is just unbelievable. And yeah, I remember when she told me that, and I would love to interview them. So if you happen to be watching the videos, please email me, please reach out. And if not, I'm going to do my best to try to track this guy down and see if I can get a hold of that couple, or not couple, the mother and the daughter. And then the other one was, there was a terrible skin disorder. I did a video on this. I showed you guys the pictures. The pictures were from that clinic, by the way. No, this skin disorder was bad. And they had tried to go to doctors. They went to dermatologists. Nobody was fixing this. They actually didn't know what to do anymore. And the pictures were quite gruesome. And I've seen hydrogen do the weirdest things for skin disorders. You know what? That reminds me of another one. The other guy with the skin disorder. I don't know how I'm going to track him down, though. I probably deleted that email. Anyway, sorry, I'm thinking out loud right now. And so anyway, so the skin disorder one, yeah. So he tried, did a technique that I would do with hydrogen. And the skin disorder went away within, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks. It was pretty fast. The doctors had tried for a very long time to fix that one. Everybody was shocked. Even I was shocked. That's what I mean. I get amazed all the time. And I remember that one. And they were like, even this time, the doctors actually asked. They wanted to know what they did. They told them about the clinic. My understanding, and we'll find out if I interview this guy, doctors actually visited his clinic because they're like, how are you accomplishing this? It's crazy. These huge hospitals, and then you got some little clinic, you know. Anyway. Wow, we got 32 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. I should get going soon. Okay, let me see here real quick before I go, though. Okay, so Carol says, and by the way, I don't put ice cubes in my smoothies. I think it's silly. It's my opinion. You guys seen me make a million smoothies. I never put ice cubes in. Okay, Carol says, I bought a silicone ice tray and I make hydrogen ice. There you go. Cubes clean as can be. That's right. So you get your own tray. You make your own carbon distilled water, properly made hydrogen, put it in there, put it immediately in the freezer, preferably with a top, and you can make hydrogen ice cubes. Woohoo. Okay, Michael the Mystic says, I've heard berries get more nutrient. I don't know what that means. Nutrident. I'm gonna have to look up this. Is this a new word I don't know? Nutrident. There's no such thing as the word nutrident. Okay, maybe misspelled it. I've heard that they get more maybe nutrients in the freezer. I don't know. I mean, I use frozen blueberries just because they happen to be cheaper. If I could afford to just get them fresh, I probably would. But you know, you gotta have a budget, especially if you're gonna try to eat healthy every day. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, Stony Witta Corgi. That's a funny name. What's the benefit of hydrogen? It's like saying, what's the benefit of clean air? Well, let's see here. Hydrogen appears to function as an anti-inflammatory, selective antioxidant, maybe helps with cell signaling. It's amazing for the gut microbiome. You should see the way it moves blood. In fact, you should watch my video 68 and watch my video number 8. You should see what it does for core body temperature according to thermal imaging studies in a medical center in Japan. And I released the footage of the thermal imaging studies when they were using a hydrofix and without the hydrofix. I mean, honestly, hydrogen, the truth is, the real truth is that nobody actually knows. We know certain things that hydrogen appears to be doing, but the biggest thing is when they take somebody and they do a test like arthritis, and then all of a sudden they see all the inflammatory markers come down or people's arthritis getting better or whatever. They can see the results. They're just trying to understand why hydrogen is able to do this. And I just named some of the things, but I'll just say this. I have a very different mentality about this. Hydrogen is really good for you, and that's great. Like, we know that. Like clean water. Do we need to understand what water does? No. We know that water is important. Therefore, clean water would probably be the best. Hydrogen's the same. We know hydrogen's good for us. We've clearly have seen it now. But does how you make it matter? Yes. And does how you use it matter? Yes. And if you don't do it right, will it not work? In my opinion, it won't. So hopefully that answers the question. Okay. Kristen Reagan says, I have issues. That reminds me of one of my clients. One of my clients said, I have a lot of issues, but money ain't one of them. He was kind of I think my understanding is that he's relatively wealthy. I should interview him. He probably won't get on camera now that I think about it. He's too famous. Okay. KSamCell 5809 says, I make my hydrogen ice cubes with an ice cube machine. Freezes the water super fast. Cool. Nicho Libre says, is ceremonial matcha that much better than culinary grade? I get mine organic. It's culinary grade from Japan. Ceremonial? I don't know. I mean, all my guess would just be that, I mean, you just want it to be clean. If you're getting it from Japan, you're probably good. Organic from Japan. Okay, Ray Violet says, will adding fresh juice like lime or lemon to hydrogen water change the chemistry of the water? In my opinion, it's going to depend how you make the hydrogen water. But if you make it the way that I do, which is kind of the only method that I recommend. There is another method, but the equipment is kind of unreliable. The machines were made in China, but designed by Japanese. And they were decent. They weren't bad, but they just didn't have the longevity and they didn't offer inhalation. There's a reason I don't use them, but it is a safe machine. And the way it makes hydrogen, it would make the hydrogen escape really fast. It's not super stable like the Hydrofix, but you could put lemon or lime, in my opinion, and I actually think it will enhance how good it is. Instead of making it bad, it will enhance it. I actually use lemon or lime almost every day. I could literally go grab it. I have a drawer full of them. I don't think I've ever shown you guys that protocol. But I use lemons and limes quite regularly. In fact, that's one of the reasons that I tried to put it in my smoothies and it ruined them. It tasted terrible. I don't know what it was about lemon. It's like putting lemon on, trying to think of a good example. Somebody give me a good example. Let's see. It's like trying to put lemon on a cheeseburger. No, that doesn't work, does it? It's like trying to put lemon on, why can't I think of a good example? It's like trying to put lemon on a banana. It just doesn't work. That's a dumb example too. What the heck, like pizza. Like, am I gonna put lemon all over my pizza? That probably wouldn't work, right? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Somebody just said pizza. You know, it's like something that ruins the food. I'm trying to think. Oh, sushi? There you go. If I was eating sushi, I'm not going to put lemon all over it, right? I want a little bit of soy sauce with a little wasabi. I think lemon would ruin it. So yeah, it just ruins the smoothie. I don't know what it is about it, but I do use it in water and I do consume it almost daily. I actually think I'll make it better. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Hasta la vista. Unless you guys had any last questions, my smoothie's almost gone. This has natto in it. You have any idea what natto does? If I were to explain to you what, just so you know, I think I have, but I might have deleted the videos. I explain why the ingredients that I'm using and how they affect the body. And the combination, it may seem silly. Like, I literally had some people make fun of it the other day. They're like, this is it. This is what you're doing. You're making these smoothies and, you know, doing this hydrogen thing and all this stuff. But they don't realize, I don't think the average person realizes what some of these foods can do for your body. In fact, even doctors in America have literally no clue. I think only the doctors in Japan know, I don't want to call it the dangers, but the potential dangers of using natto, which is what's in my smoothie, in combination with certain pharmaceutical drugs, specifically statins. And American doctor wouldn't have a clue. It's because Natto acts as a natural statin. And when I say natural statin, way better than the ones you get from the pharmaceutical field with God knows what the side effects are. This is a food that naturally does it. Just like certain foods in the smoothie, by the way, get the body to produce nitric oxide. A lot of people try to sell you supplements and take some stuff for nitric oxide. You don't need to. Food does it for you. Let food be thy medicine if you know how to do it. Okay, let's see here. I just wanted to see real quick before I let you go, because I'm just sitting here, because I already know this one, but I wanted to see if there was just one little bit of information that maybe about natto. It's renowned for improving heart health, bone health, gut health, probiotic, the enzyme nattokinase or nattokinase, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Potent, sticky form supports cardiovascular health by dissolving. Whoa, I want to say this. Hey, it's on Google, right? I just want to don't want to make any. I'm not making any claims. I'm just reading the internet. But dissolving certain things in your blood that needs to be dissolved, strengthening your bones, improving digestion. It's just such a powerful, powerful food. Lowering cholesterol, improving blood flow. See, that's why I use it in combination with other things. Imagine doing nitric oxide with improved blood flow, and then hydrogen. Like I'm telling you, there's a method to my madness. It's not like I'm just making stuff up. I already have the vision in my mind what I'm trying to do. Highly effective at also lowering cholesterol, again reducing blood pressure, bone density and strength. It's one of the richest forms known to man of vitamin K2, which is crucial for directing calcium into the bones rather than the arteries. And part of my protocol, it's designed specifically for what I'm reading here, because that's why people get like kidney stones and all this stuff, because they don't know how to make their body absorb things right. Fermented food containing certain types of bacillus, probiotic. Oh, it's a probiotic that can survive stomach acids. Damn. That's also amazing. Promoting a healthy gut microbiome and reducing inflammation. All right, you're so smart. Okay. Rich nutrient profile. Google, you're so smart. Oh, it's a nutrient rich profile. See, this is what I love about it. It is extremely high in protein, but yet low calorie, but yet high fiber, but yet contains a significant amount of iron, magnesium, certain isoflavonoids, anti-cancer properties, on and on and on. It goes. I'm telling you, the Japanese have researched the snot out of this stuff. I mean, just a ton. And then it says, and here it is, finally Americans are catching up, medication interactions with natto. This is why whenever I do a consult with someone, like I need to know what people are doing in their life, what pharmaceuticals they're on, what routines they're on. I need to know them. That's why I can't just put out blanket statements and say, hey, here's a protocol, because you have to know what you're doing. But it due to its blood thinning properties, individuals on blood thinner medications like warfarin should consult their doctors before consuming large amounts of natto. And also, it's high in vitamin K, which can counteract some of these medications. Oh, no, Billy, no. Okay, let's see. Taste and texture. It is known for being a strong cheese-like odor. I've heard that, but I don't think it smells like cheese at all. Slimy, sticky, stringy, acquired taste. Hey guys, hence the reason it's in the smoothie, right? Acquired taste. I'll tell you, those guys who drink it were like, dude, I don't taste it at all. That's the point. Okay. Storage. Keep refrigerated in an airtight container consume before the expiration date. Good advice. Okay. Oh, even what? The NIH did a whole thing on this thing? The National Library of Medicine? You better believe it. I bet you they got it from Japan. They've done so much stuff in Japan. Let me see. Any Japanese? Muhammad. Muhammad learned about natto. Here we go. Introduction. Okay, what were the findings? Should we just go to the conclusion? What did they find? Let's see here that it's super good for you. Conclusion. Natto, the fermented bean. Unique microbial profile. Abundant bioactive compounds. I feel like I'm selling you guys. Bioactive compounds. Buy this new supplement. That's what they do, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Get it from your food, guys. Better the way God made it. Various. So the results of various studies conducted on natto suggest, just a suggestion, we make no claims here, appears to have a high probiotic potential. Significant research has been conducted on different natto strains, which, by the way, this is really cool, and there's like almost nobody in here. I gotta go soon. I am using a certain type of natto these days. It tastes like butter. It's a different flavor. It's actually better than the other stuff. Oh, I love it. It's so buttery, and it actually, I think that's why the smoothie tastes so good. I use that special buttery one, and it smells buttery. Very rare. It also appears to boost the synthesis certain natto strains, and it boosts the natto kinase properties. And something they call PGA. I thought that was golf, but I'm sure it means something else. I don't know why I'll look it up. Among other things, hence improving the health benefits. Blah blah blah. Combining different varieties of bacillus. Blah blah blah. Different strains. Greater natto health promotion. Nobody makes better natto than Japanese. They do this type of natto. They put it in like bamboo. It's so cool. It's more expensive, but it's one of these days, if you guys want, I'm going to go to Japan again. And I'm going to go to one of the best natto places in the world, and you guys can see what they're doing. I love that place. There's a strong evidence in the literature also, high potential for producing probiotics. Oh, for use in other human food. Natto intake has been linked to health advantages, such as a decrease in certain illnesses and even lowering your risk of death. Well, look at that, guys. Took a bunch of smart scientists, to figure that out. Yeah, the Japanese have known for like ever. Okay, very good. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the thumbs up. 35 thumbs up. Thank you. That's cool. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to read the last of what you guys wrote here, and then I'll say goodbye. Somebody says, have a nice weekend. Thank you. I forgot it's the weekend. Ray says, thank you for all you share. I got lucky today catching you live. Well, thank you. And Ray says, which natto are you using? I'd have to go grab the label. If you guys really want, I'll go do that. What kind of natto is buttery? Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, I want to know now. Where do you get it, dude? Well, you have to go to I'm going to a Japanese grocery store. Okay. And then Gwen McDonald says, I eyeball the measurements. Do you use a certain measurement? I also put in savory bean dishes. Thank you for introducing me to it. I eyeball everything, if you've noticed. I never measure it. I did one video where I measured it just for everybody else, but I try to put a lot of vegetables. And for the natto, the measurement, I just grab the, here, let me just grab it for you guys. You guys can just see it, and then I'll say goodbye. Time to say goodbye. Let me see here. Okay, get that last inhale. Buttery. Yeah, so I put one serving. I just put one of these. You should not consume more than 3 of these a day. Way too much protein and a lot of natto. I mean, 1 or 2 a day is what I would do it. Here's a secret. I'm going to show you a secret, okay? Because people see Japanese and they're like, I don't know what I'm reading. Here's a secret. I don't know why they do this, but this is what Japan does. See that little symbol there? It looks like a leaf. That means it's organic. Oh, no, this one actually says organic, but a lot of them don't. In fact, a lot of them look like this. They look like, take out this organic here, and then you have no idea what you're looking at. Like there's nothing else here that says organic. And that's usually the way that when I see things at the grocery store. You just never see organic. But that little leaf, it means Japanese organic. The other thing is, don't worry about all the ingredients in here, because it's got a ton of ingredients, which in my opinion are garbage. I mean, I could read some of them. Look, sugar. What? Sugar? What else is in here that's just garbage? Glucose. Oh, they put turmeric. Interesting. Mustard seed, brewed vinegar. See, some of this is okay, but the problem is that this is all the stuff that's in those little packets. See, when you open this, here's the thing. The ingredients that you're actually looking at are from this thing, not the actual natto. So that's what all these, what does it say here? Hydrolyzed something rather. I don't know. There's all this stuff. So don't worry about this stuff. Just eat the raw material. I don't eat the little packet. But this is the one that's been buttery. Usually the smaller beans don't seem to taste as good. The bigger ones are the ones that taste quite good. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, I buy a bunch of different kinds though. I tried all sorts of different natto, but the buttery stuff is good. I also like to do tempeh. Tempeh. Okay, see you guys. Let's see. Oh, last questions. Oh, for the natto, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Don't forget to email me if we have worked in the past together and you have some amazing testimonial. Tell people how you felt doing the protocol. All right. Till next time, guys.